Hi, my name is Kim Parker from Plumline Solutions. Your objective today is to learn how to enter a daily time card. First, you will learn the setup requirements for the daily time card, and then the steps to enter it. Prior to entering time cards, you need to configure the software so time cards can be entered and viewed on a daily basis. This is usually done by a system administrator. To do this, there are 3 things that need to be set up. First, open access rights maintenance. You must give rights to the necessary web application screens. The required web application screens are listed here. Feel free to pause the video to review the list. The second step is to assign rights to the timecard web services. To do this, click on the Web Services tab. There may be many web services listed in this tab, but only the ones required by timecard entry are selected. Again, feel free to pause the video and review the list using the scroll bar on the right-hand side. After you make your selections, save and exit the screen. The third step requires opening time and expense for project setup and selecting the daily timecard options. Select the checkbox for time reporting periods greater than 7 days. Then select the radio button for daily under Labor Transactions and Invoice Comments. After you make your selections, save and exit the screen. Now you are ready to enter daily time cards through the timecard web application. From the project menu, select Timecard Entry. Then select Open Timecards. Select the period ending from the list that represents the week the time was worked in. The period ending dates represent what has been set up in Time and Expense for Projects Week Maintenance screen. In this example, select the first date in the list. The timecard entry screen will now be open. Note that the status field stays in process until you have completed your timecard and are ready for it to be approved. The next field, ending date, is disabled and represents your period ending date selected. You have the option to enter a description of the work done in the description field. In this example, entered completed my open projects. The type defaults to regular time card and is disabled. The only time this field is different is if the time card was generated from a timesheet or is a correcting time card. Now you're ready to enter a detail line. To do this, click New. Notice the date will default for the first day of the week for the period ending date you selected. The description is optional. You may enter something that describes the work done on that day. For this example, let's enter Sunday is cleanup day. Beside the project field, click the Find icon and select a project in the list. Beside the project in the search field, type XX. This will display all the project IDs that begin with XX. Select the first project in the list. Beside the task field, click on the Find icon. Select the first task in the list. If an account or sub-account is defined at the task level, it will override what was defaulted from the project. In this example, the sub-account was overridden. Beside the subtask field, click the Find icon. Select the first subtask in the list. A subtask can represent an additional level in a work breakdown structure if one is needed. The field can be optional or required. In this example, the employee worked 8 regular hours and 1 overtime hour. Enter it like this: 8 hours in the hours field, 1 in the OT1 field. Billable will default to yes. It may be overridden to no if you don't want the time billed to the customer. Next is the workman's comp code. It will default from the project if one has been defined in project maintenance. It is optional and may be overridden. If you use shifts to record time, enter it here. Cert pay will default to yes only if the project has a prevailing wage set up in the additional info tab of project maintenance. In this example, the project does not have a prevailing wage assigned. The wage group is a subclass of labor class for projects that contain a prevailing wage ID and is an optional field. The company field defaults from the project entered earlier and may be overridden if necessary. Review status is if the project needs line approval from the project manager. In this example, the line is not required to be approved. Estimate to complete task represents the number of hours needed to complete the task. Click the Invoice Comments button to enter any notes you want printed on the project invoice. In this example, enter, "These are the last hours being billed to this project." Click Save, then click Back. This will take you back to the timecard detail line. Next, click Accept and notice your screen will return to the timecard header screen. Now update the status to completed. Notice the records are not committed to the database until you click Save in the header screen. You can tell this because no document number has been assigned. When you're done entering time, you click Save. Notice the screen will be refreshed. To review your completed time card, click Back again, then select Time Card History. Then you'll see your time card with a status of completed. If you want to review your time card, you can click it to review anything that has been entered, but at this point it cannot be changed until your approver either rejects or approves it. Your time card is now ready to be approved. This is all you have to do to enter a project time card through Project Timecard web application. This concludes our lesson today.